Hi, my name is Fr Luke Larner. I'm a Church of England priest. I serve a parish in the town of Luton, which is one of the most ethnically and religiously diverse parishes in Britain, and also has some of the highest levels of deprivation and poverty too. So we are in a challenging but a very rich context here. I am studying part-time for a doctorate in practical theology through the University of Roehampton. And I'm really passionate in thinking about how theology and liberation praxis go together, how we live out the gospel, how we live out liberation in our daily lives as Christians and as Anglicans. I was really excited to be part of the first inaugural Feast Conference in Sri Lanka this year. It's been a dream of mine for a long time to visit Sri Lanka. And to visit Father Aloysius Pieris at the Tulana Centre really was a dream come true for me. So I'm so grateful to have been invited and been able to present some of my work at that conference. Alongside my doctoral research into pneumatology and mission, a couple of years ago I pulled together an edited volume which is called Confounding the Mighty, Stories of Church, Social Class and Solidarity. And in that book, myself and some good friends and colleagues share some of our own stories about being from a working class background and being in the church and in theological education. And we explore the ways that different intersections of identity relate to class. There are chapters looking at the caste system, for example. There are chapters taking very practical approaches, chapter looking at theological education itself. But if I was to boil down the argument of that book into one sentence, it would be that from a Christian perspective, social class is a justice issue. And that we believe that people suffering injustice because of their class is incompatible with the Christian gospel. The thing that motivates me the most, both in my work as a parish priest and in my academic work, really is justice. It is this belief that human beings have inherent dignity and this belief that a better world is possible. So I've been massively influenced by liberation theologies. But I really came to theology quite late in terms of academic theology. I was 30 before I started my first undergraduate degree. I would describe it as a practitioner seeking understanding. So my call into ministry started working with people suffering addiction, people experiencing homelessness, people experiencing criminal exploitation. And really that led me to search my faith and want to search the Christian tradition for what it has to say into these contexts of suffering and injustice. So that is the thing that motivates me most. I think the thing that intrigues me the most through the work that I've been doing on theology and social class and justice and liberation theology is the complexity in talking about class in this current moment, where we are having really important conversations about colonialism, about the role of the colonising of the majority world, of indigenous genocide, of racism, gender, all of this stuff, and how closely woven with issues of class these things are. When you look at some of the history of class and racism and how closely woven they are. But I do believe that class has not had enough theological treatment, certainly in recent years. But I also believe it's really important that we talk about these things in a broad perspective, that we're having a bigger picture understanding of justice as we talk about social class and liberation. I suppose the question I would want to pose is, what kind of world do you think that God dreams of? Do you think that God dreams of a world with class stratification? Do you think that God dreams of a world where some people's labour is exploited and some people get incredibly wealthy, where people go hungry, experience poverty, whether that is in the majority world or even in the heartlands of capitalism and colonialism itself? In my parish, upwards of 50% of children experience poverty. So I think it's really important that we think about the kind of world that God wants to see and how we can be part of working for that world, how we can dedicate ourselves to the liberation which I believe comes with the gospel of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.